This question is asking which of the following are solutions to the equation negative x squared plus y squared equals 9. Now, what it's really asking for here, if you look at all the choices, the box means any number of these can be the answer. This is multiple answer, whereas multiple choice will have just a circle. You've probably seen some already. But what it's asking us is if we plug in x comma y, right, because x comes first, to our equation, well, we get 9. And we won't go through all these because it boils down to the same thing, but we'll do a few just to work through it. The first one is 5 comma 4, a solution to this equation. Well, in words it means plug in x equals 5 and y equals 4 to the equation. And we won't write that down for everything, but just a reminder, x then y. Right, if we plug in 5 here, this negative sign out front is just out front, so it looks like that, negative 5 squared plus 4 squared, y is 4, equals 9. And what we're asking is, does this work? Is this actually equal to 9? Well, you can certainly do this by hand. You can use the calculator. This is a good question to bring up some things about the calculator, and hopefully just a reminder. When the parentheses is outside like this, when you type it in your calculator, you want to make sure you leave it like that. So I got this negative sign, 5 squared plus 4 squared. Now you just press enter. Does it equal 9? Well, if I go ahead and write down what we got in the calculator, we got negative 9. And negative 9 is not 9, so this is a no. We will not select 5 comma 4 as one of our answers. Now let's move down to negative 4 comma negative 5. Right, so what we would do is we would plug in x is negative 4 and y is negative 5 to that same equation. And last one didn't plug in any negative numbers, so this is a very good example of why you have to be careful by hand before you use a calculator anyway. If you want to plug in negative 4 here, we got that negative out front. Since the negative 4 is being squared, you want to put a parentheses with what we're squaring being the negative 4 inside it. So we got the negative out front from the original part and the negative on the 4 of what we're plugging in inside, plus y squared, and y we're plugging in negative 5. Since that's what we're squaring, we got to put the whole thing in parentheses, and we want to know, does that equal 9? Once again, there's nothing wrong with doing this by hand. I'll do this one by hand and then type it in the calculator to show you. When we square a negative number, negative 4 squared, it becomes positive, so that's going to be 16. But we have that negative out front, plus negative 5 squared, negative will go away, 5 squared is 25. Is negative 16 plus 25 equal to 9? Yes, it is. So what we would do is we would select this as one of our answers. It doesn't mean it's the only one. There could be many more, but definitely this one is. Now we can just see this in the calculator. You can do it step by step in the calculator. You can type the whole thing in at once from the beginning. So we got negative and then negative 4 squared plus negative 5 squared. See that I'm using my parentheses exactly like I wrote them down. If you forget these parentheses, you will get it wrong in the calculator and on the paper. But we see that it is in fact 9. So you go through and do that for all of these. I'll do just one more so you can see that it's possible there are many answers to this. We've got the third one, negative 4 comma 5. We want to plug in x is negative 4 again and y equals 5. Yeah, negative 4 squared plus, this time we're only plugging y as 5, so we don't need parentheses. And we're asking the question, does that equal 9? Well, this should be the same as the last one because this first thing should be negative 16, and it is. It's the same thing we did last time. And when we square 5, it's 25. Same thing as negative 5 squared. Negative 16 plus 25, does that equal 9? Yes, that's what we had last time. So this would also be one of your answers. Now, if you go through and do this particular one, you'll also find that the last one will be an answer, but the other two here will not be an answer. But if you mess up the parentheses, you will get some wrong. Just be careful on that.